Hey everybody, it's Dan Michie from ClearPath Business Advisors, following up with some information that I shared at a webinar earlier this week with our CEO, Chris Crawford. We were talking about scenario planning and how you can use it to help drive results for your business, even in tough times. The part that I shared was around strategic prioritization and using objectives and key results to create a culture of getting things done at your company. So I had a few people follow up and say that they wanted a little bit more information, maybe a little more detail. And what I thought I'd do is go back through some of that information that I shared and give everybody an opportunity to learn more and even follow up and ask me some additional questions. So the concept that I shared was strategic prioritization, and we joke around and say also known as, the idea of getting things done. It's really four main steps. First thing is decide what's most important. Second thing, we're going to talk about establishing objectives and key results, OKRs. I'm a big fan of OKRs. Third thing is communicating that strategy to your whole organization. The last thing is how to hold each other accountable to those results. So the first part on deciding what's most important is what we're encouraging clients to do, and really any business that's still kicking right now through these tough times. But deciding what's most important has a lot to do with deciding what your organization is going to look like as we come out of this hole that we're in. So we're encouraging people to look 14, 30, 60, and 90 days out. And what that allows us to do is really focus on operationalizing some of the bigger objectives and deciding what things need to happen now. It's not about taking action in a month or two from now. It's about what things need to be happening now in order for us to achieve what we need. But deciding what the organization is going to look like could be something as simple as how much debt do we want to take on? Do we want to try to drive the business toward break even only? Do we want to have X number of new employees? Do we want to have X number of new clients? Whatever those goals are, set those objectives and make them specific. The next thing is, once we've set those goals, is break them down into objectives and key results. What that really looks like is who does what by when. So if we've said something big, like if our objective is, beat our quarterly sales goal of $4 million, in order to get that objective done, there are multiple key results that we'll need to tackle. So in this case, the first one, the owner of William, he's going to deploy new training products to the entire sales team by March 30th. And you can see the format that we use of the who does what by when, and then that status bar gives the opportunity for everybody to know what's going on, and perhaps more importantly is to drive that accountability. So once we've decided what the objectives are and who's going to do what by when, it's really important to communicate that strategy to everybody. We need to make sure that everyone in the company knows what we're fighting for, especially in this time where there's so much turmoil and kind of anxiety and probably people hesitating and not making decisions. Share the details with everyone and encourage them to set their goals that align with the company goals. Really what we're trying to do is drive accountability to all levels. And the quote at the bottom of the page there of Samuel Johnson said, people need to be reminded more than they need to be instructed. This is really important. Once we set clear OKRs, we need to be reminding people and keeping them focused on the things that we decided were most important. And this might be that time for you to take on the role of, Chief Reminding Officer is that title. I love to remind people that once you've said what needs to happen, it's just keep reminding and keep saying the same message, and that'll move things forward. The last piece is really, once the communication's done, is holding each other accountable to results. It doesn't do anybody any good to set these goals and then not drive the results as needed. So we've said what's most important. We've created the OKRs. We've told everybody what we're going to do. Now we need to be establishing meeting rhythms. And during these tough times, especially where most of us are working virtually, working from our home offices, we need to be speaking more often than before. We need to be setting up those meetings and have chances for everybody to kind of look each other in the eye over the computer or have that phone call. And we're recommending the following rhythms. Twice a week, the leadership team should meet. Twice a week, you should be having one-on-ones with your supervisors. Twice a week, teams and departments should be meeting. And once a month, you should try to get the whole company together virtually until the shelter-in-place orders are lifted. But get everybody together somehow, even if it's just a phone call that you can set up. There's lots of ways to do that at low cost or no cost. And when we're doing that, not only are we holding each other accountable to those results, but we're also celebrating the wins. So don't miss the opportunity to celebrate the wins when you have them. People are really going to need those uplifting, positive experiences right now. So take advantage of that. If anybody has any more questions about either strategic prioritization or creating and setting OKRs, it's all part of our Ryan strategic planning product. We'd love to have a chance to talk with you. Feel free to email me at mickey@clearpathba.com or check us out on the web at clearpathba.com. Thanks very much for checking this out, and I would love to hear from you. Thanks.